Wait for the old man, would you? My bodyguard. Back on the farm. Doing some work for deer season. Come on, Sarge. So, knee high by the 4th of July. How about neck high? I'm not a tall guy, but man, I don't know what they put on this corn to make it grow, but it grows like crazy. It's July 6th, 5th, something like that. No, 7th maybe. Who knows? You see the corn here? Look at it. It's looking good. The deer think so too. They've already been eating it. Doing some tree stand maintenance today. See the travel corridors here. It is hot, right? Back to the shade. Way up in here. Look at that farm field. Corn, soybean, corn. My other stand is over here behind me. It's right there, can't see it in the trees. Oh. Bulldogs can't climb tree stands. Are you waiting for me to come down? Okay. Alright, back to work. Oh yeah, it's hot. Gotta make sure the old canine's got water, right? Just down here by one of my archery stands. Or gun stand, whichever I want. You can see here in the little creek. I got fawn footprints and a doe, presumably a doe, or it could be a buck too. There's some more right here. There's my stand. They cross the trail right here, right up by the hump of the tree, and then out the other side. I'm in here clearing some shooting lines. You can see it's really thick, very overgrown undergrowth, as well as some big hardwoods. You can see there's a lot of the short stuff in here. Cannot have this deflecting an arrow or a bullet. So this is the trail, one of the trails they're using. There's another one right over there. Alright, back to work. What did we find here? Sarge, what's in the hole? Oh yeah, that's fresh. Right next to the standing corn. Right in the shade line of the trees. Groundhog hideout. Looks pretty fresh. Fresh stones and dirt. See if we can get him. We just seen a deer up here in the trail. We're checking the very last stand away at the bottom of the field. Coming back down right here where there's a big gap where they don't plant the corn under the trees. The deer was right on the edge of the woods there. She's just after walking back in. We'll keep an eye out, maybe we'll get a better look at her. Well, it's a sad thing to see, but that little deer didn't make it. You see this little fawn, what's left of it here? I'm guessing a fox or a coyote probably got it. It's pretty young yet. If it wasn't a newborn, it was probably a few weeks old. Come on, it's probably a few weeks old. But yeah, it's sad to see that, but that is the way of nature. Come on, Sarge. Yeah, that is how things go. Like I said, that it's way away from a road or anything like that, so it probably wasn't hit by a car. What I'm doing is killing in a gap sow area. They left a big gap in the corn because of the trees. I'm gonna put food plot in here. Okay. A couple of days into work on the farm here, doing some improvements for hunting season. As you can see, it's a giant food plot. The whole farm is a giant food plot. What I'm doing is I'm planting specific food plots in gaps where the farmer didn't plant crop. So there's some areas under trees down there. On the corner here, you can see I cleared a spot. So right in this corner, oh look, there's the cedar. I just tilled it and seeded it. So I have little patches like that where there are no crops growing in amongst the other crops. Like I said, it's not a matter of trying to attract the deer here with food. This is just a different sort of food. There's 200 acres here of corn and soybean mixed together, so it's not like, you know, the deer are here all the time eating. Now I'm after planting the mixes at a mossy oak. I think it was a hot spot. I evolved harvest, you know, throw and grow type seed mixes that didn't need to till. I did till them with a little push tiller. Threw it out and we'll see what happens. Like I said, it's just to give the deer a little variety. It will also, those plots will still be here even after the farmer harvests the soybean and harvests the corn. You all right? You want a drink? Come on. I also did a lot of trimming, brush trimming for tree stands and stuff like that. I am beat. It is time to go home. Okay, you can see here what I'm talking about. See the edge of the field here, where the dog is? So where there's a big gap here where the farmer didn't plant. So what I did was I just tilled this spot. You can follow on behind me here. You can see where the corn doesn't really grow where it's right under the tree because the tree shades it a lot. And then I had this another spot right there. And then the corn continues on the other side. So in those two spots, I'm after putting the food plot seed down. Like I said, it's a mix of ryegrass, brassica, turnip, clover, you know, all sorts of stuff like that that the deer are going to eat. But even when he comes and mows this corn, those plots are still going to be there. Of course, you have to respect the farmer's crop. It's like, don't go mowing over crops and, you know, tromping through his fields and stuff like that. He's there to make a living, so for me, it's just a hobby. So we'll see how these plots do and whether they attract the deer or not. Whether they even grow. I'm waiting on rain. It's supposed to rain tomorrow. It's really hot today. It's been hot for the last week. Pretty brutal. I can guarantee I lost weight today. But we'll see how these plots do. See what comes about. This has got to be lucky. I just found a toad underneath my tree. There's my tree stand right there. That's got to be lucky. The lucky toad. How's it going, toad? All right, let's let him go. Hey, look at this guy. Away with you. Look how well he blends in. Look at that. Look at that. Perfect. You can see I've done some trimming in here, so I have some shooting lanes. I'm predominantly going to use that stand as an archery stand. You can see here there's a deer trail right here. There's another bed trail right there. A lot of times when it rains real hard, that'll fill up with water. Right underneath where my stand is, there's a little creek with water in it too. Actually, I just put a trail camera right there on the tree. So we'll see what pictures we get out of that. Come on, it's time to go home. I know, we're boat roasting. Okay, me and the dog are headed home because we are beat. We are beat. We've been working here pretty much all day, so it's time to go get something to eat and rehydrate and cool off a little bit. One word of warning I will give you about working in the woods, especially during the spring and summertime, even the fall time. As you can see on my arm here, that was from the last time I was here. See the poison ivy? It's on my shoulder. It's on my other arm. You got to learn to identify poison ivy, poison sumac, all that good stuff. It's miserable. Do you get covered in that stuff? It is horrible. And I have a pretty bad reaction to it. I sometimes don't even have to come into contact with it. You can pick it up off your shoe or off the dog, or you know, otherwise it's the actual oil that comes off the plant that causes the rash. So it can be pretty miserable. Best thing to do is learn to identify it and avoid it. Sometimes there's no avoiding it. There was a strand of that ivy growing around one of my stands and I had to cut it down, so I had no choice. A lot of times it's good to wash with Dawn dish soap. Wash yourself down with that afterwards. It gets rid of the oil off your skin, but you've got to do it pretty quickly. The longer the oil lays on your skin, the more apt you are to get the rash. So, also bugs, mosquitoes, oh, just horrible. Yeah, but what are you going to do? Has to be done, right? Usually we don't have mosquitoes here in hunting season. Early archery season we will, but because some of the archery seasons here start in September. Gun seasons and late muzzleloader season is all November, December. Archery's late season's November. Gun season's not until December. Late muzzleloader is January, so it's freezing by then. No bugs, but we got a lot of work accomplished. I have a trail camera card I just picked up. Let's see what pictures we have on that. I have one camera down here by the pond. I have another camera up here by my archery stand there, and we'll see what we see on those cameras. All right, until next time.